Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NBA on Saturday, December 11th, 2021. We're going to have 5 picks here for you today. I think are great value bets for this Saturday NBA slate. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support on the channel. If you're new to the channel here today, please be sure to drop a like and a subscribe. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers here by the end of the week, guys. We are at 968. So I'm super pumped about that. We're on the road to 1,000. Be sure to also check out our Discord page. It's a great place to connect with our community. I'll have a link in the comment section and in the description of that. Also have our social media links down below and in the description as well, so you can check those out if you'd like. Be sure to also put your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you'd like your pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Okay, results from the previous episode. So we went 2-2. Honestly, I was okay with that, considering that we got fairly unlucky last night. We were involved in a lot of blowouts, and we were still able to cash the Jarrett Allen over for PRAs. He cashed it fairly easily, but I was a little worried there they might not get back in the game because it's such a big blowout. But what can you do about that? But we did cash it. We cashed the Toronto Raptors money line as well, and we missed on the Kelly Oubre over 23.5. He finished with 22. And that was the one where I was really sad. He had 15 at halftime, and just didn't get the same looks in the second half, despite it being such a high-scoring game. You really should have cashed that. So that's one of those where I just felt we were really unlucky on that. Then we missed on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and again, that game was a huge blowout, and his minutes got really limited there in the second half. Didn't see him in the fourth quarter. So, what can you do about that? We're going to get after it today, though, guys. We're going to get this 5-0. So let's get right into our picks. And number one, we are going with the Golden State Warriors -2 spread here on the road versus the 76ers at -106 odds. So on the season, the Warriors are 17-7-1 against the spread. They're 6-3 on the road against the spread as well. Taking on a Philadelphia team that is actually 3-8 at home against the spread. So they are not a great spread team as far as at home. Now we know a lot of the season Joel Embiid's been out. So some of that you got to take that into consideration. However, watching Embiid here play here recently, I'm just not sure he's at full strength. The one game I watched him a few games ago, I mean, he had blood coming from his knee. He's really moving lethargic down the floor, really in both games. And his stat line wasn't that impressive last game. It was, impressive the 2 before that, though. So, I just wonder if he's at full strength and if he's, ready for a team that plays great defense like this, like the Warriors. Honestly, it's hard to envision for me, the Warriors losing this game. Now I'm aware this is probably going to be, a really heavy public play here. Just seeing that the Warriors are only 2-point favorites, and they're healthy here coming in. Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, Wiggins, Draymond Green, all expected to play. So, it's a fishy line, but by the same coin, we're gonna roll the Warriors here and just hope we're not getting suckered in. Honestly, I just think, the matchup here is just. The Warriors are just too good this season. They're first in defensive efficiency. They're fourth in offensive efficiency. They've been on fire. Steph Curry's going for the record. That's another thing you can look at tonight. Taking his overs. I don't think they're bad looks. We saw him last game, though. He was trying a little too hard. And it kind of hurt. I think it hurt the Warriors a little bit, the fact that how hard he was going trying to get that record. So, I do love it there, guys. The Warriors are 21-4 on the year. This is practically a pick'em spread. I mean, I just don't think you can go wrong here taking the Warriors healthy. You have to take them here. So I love it there for number one pick. Golden State Warriors -2 spread here versus the 76ers at -106 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with Seth Curry over 14.5 points here for the 76ers at -116 odds. So while we're all paying attention to Stephen Curry, he does have a brother that's going to be playing on the court tonight, and his name is Seth Curry. Happens to be a pretty good player as well. He is 6 of 8 to this line in his last 8 games, so he's 6-2 in his last 8 games to this line. He's 7-3 at home with two hooks at home. So that means he finished 2 of those home games with 14 points right on the hook there. So obviously I love, Seth Curry here at home. Not drawing a great matchup as far as, the matchup here with the Warriors. Warriors obviously very good defensively across the boards. They do play shooting guards very well as well. So, but why I really like it here is, for one, we've had a lot of success here with Seth Curry. He's also cashed this in both of his games with the 76ers when they've taken on the Warriors. including, this year's game where he finished with 24. So I like seeing that. Didn't hit any threes in that game, though, which is kind of odd. That's why, I was looking at his 3-point line over 2.5 at plus 134 odds, which I don't think is a bad play tonight, given the motivation that he's going to have. The parents are going to be in the house. The focus, will probably be on Steph Curry. Basically, like, hey, me over here. Don't forget about me. I'm still a pretty good Curry as well. He's going to have a bone to pick tonight, and I think he's going to play really well, honestly. He already had a great game this year so far versus the Warriors with 24. 15 last year, so he's cashed in both games versus the Warriors when he's been with the Sixers. So, obviously love that. He's been very good at home, right? Home is where he actually cooks. Like I said, 7-3 with the 2 hooks. So, I love it there, guys. For number 2 pick, Seth Curry over 14.5 points here for the 76ers at minus 116 odds. Okay, and at number 3, we're going with the over 218 points in the Nuggets Spurs game at minus 110 odds. So the Denver Nuggets on the road allow 110.4 points per game, while the San Antonio Spurs at home allow 112.5 points per game, which is, when you look at it, these teams aren't really, overall that bad defensively. But for whatever reason, when the Nuggets leave mile high and when the Spurs play at home, it's just a great combustion as far as the hitting overs. The Spurs are 10-1-1 at home to the over. So, and the Nuggets 9-5 on the road to the over. So obviously this is just a lot of great trends here as far as this goes. Spurs lately too, the role players have really been stepping up outside of DeJounte Murray, which is great to see. Which really, really opens the floor up, for all the players really, but it has been helping him out a lot. He's still been cashing his PRA lines and still been playing well, but he hasn't had to score the ball quite as much here recently, given the role players there for the Spurs stepping up. So, when we're talking about defensive efficiency, the San Antonio Spurs have the worst defensive efficiency when they play home games. Don't know why, but that, it's just one of those weird statistics. The Denver Nuggets are the 4th worst on the road in defensive efficiency, which is, I just found that very interesting. So it's like, this over-under, still fairly low to me. We saw that these two teams play the other day, and they put up 234, 123 to 111, the final there for the Spurs. So, looking for something again like that. Maybe we don't get to 234, but I definitely think we get to the mid-220s here. That'd be my prediction. About 226 to 227 range is what I would have this at. So, honestly, I love it, guys. Expect a high scoring game here. Expect the trends to continue. Love it there for a number 3 pick over 218 points in the Nuggets Spurs game at minus 110 odds. Okay, and at number 4, we're going with DeJounte Murray over 34.5 PRAs here for the Spurs at minus 118 odds. So, a lot of the points we just touched on there. We talked about Murray. He's 10-2 in his last 12 games to this line. He had 37 his last game there versus the Nuggets. And, I think, he still has more. He's still got, a much higher ceiling as far as his scoring goes. Only put up 20 last game, but, he has the ability to go for 30 against anybody, including the Nuggets. He's only averaging on the season 17.5 versus the Nuggets this year in 2 games, but I think he could easily get hot and go above that. And if not, even if he does it, he could still cash with the way he rebounds and gets assists. So it's also a great matchup from the rebounds and assist standpoint. The Nuggets allow the 8th most rebounds and the 4th most assists to point guard, so I love seeing that. Now they're 22nd. They allow the 22nd most points, so they actually, as far as holding the scoring down the point guards, they do a pretty solid job there. But like I said, when you put it all together, I really do like it. And the fact that Murray's been so hot to this line, it's really hard to, ignore that. Murray 8-4 on the season at home to this line as well. So like I said, a lot of great trends here for DeJounte Murray. And honestly, he's been talked about a lot in our Discord. Everybody knows it. He's been a very hot play in the Discord. And really no reason not to play it here again tonight. So, love it there for number 4 pick. DeJounte Murray over 34.5 PRAs here for the San Antonio Spurs at minus 118 odds. Okay, and finally at number 5, we're rolling with the Chicago Bulls money line here versus the Miami Heat at minus 108 odds. So we got big injuries here on both sides. The Miami Heat will be without Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler, while the Chicago Bulls will be without DeMar DeRozan. but they may be able to get Alex Caruso back, which I think would be a big help there for the Bulls if they can get him back. He's listed as questionable for this game. But I think, when you look at it, the injury problem is bigger for the Heat here. Adebayo and Butler are both stars on that team. DeRozan obviously is a stud as well, but we're missing one for the Bulls. Bulls still are going to roll here with Levine, Lonzo Ball, and Vucevic. So I honestly like that. I think Vucevic could have a big game tonight. Zach LaVine, you could look at his overs, honestly, as well. He's been lightening up this year, really playing great basketball and efficient. Love to see that there from Zach LaVine. He's been one of my favorite PRA bets on the season. So I have a lot of faith in him, honestly, and just the Bulls overall. They play great team defense. They're 7th in defensive efficiency, 8th in offensive efficiency on the year. Now the Miami Heat, also very good as well. 9th in defensive efficiency, 7th in offensive efficiency. But just coming in here, I expect the Bulls to win. Like I said, the injury problems are worse right now for the Heat. Bulls on the season, also way more reliable as far as... They're more reliable. I don't want to say way more reliable, but they're 17-9 against the spread, 9-5 on the road against the spread, while the Miami Heat 15-11 against the spread, 7-4 at home against the spread. So, honestly, this is just one of those things where... I just don't think, the Heat have the firepower at the offensive end. They got Tyler Herro. Really, that's the guy that has to go off for them to have any chance. Other than that, they don't have a ton of offensive firepower right now outside of Herro. And, I could see, Levine could go for 35 to 40. You got Lonzo Ball. He's been shooting the ball better here lately as well. And we got Vucevic back, which I think is really the big thing here that I look at, with Vucevic being in the lineup for the Bulls. So I love it there for our number 5 pick. Chicago Bulls money line here versus the Miami Heat at -108 odds. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe. If you're a returning viewer, also please consider hitting that like button. It really does help us grow the video. We've been actually pretty good here in the NBA lately. We're 29-18 in our last 47 NBA picks. So things have been going pretty well. Like I said, just 2-2 last night, but some nights you get unlucky, and if you can break even on an unlucky night, it's actually not that bad. I'll take that. Today we're going to get the 5-0 baby, though. We're going to keep it confident. Nothing but good vibes. Let's get this 5-0. Let's get it tonight. Like I said, other things you can look at tonight. Steph Curry, I saw his line at 28.5 for points, which I don't think is a bad play, given he's going to be jacking up the ball a lot. Kind of like last game, he's a lot closer to the record, so he could realistically get it tonight. So really not a bad look there on Curry. And like I said, I love Seth Curry's line, obviously. His line's just 14.5, so I love that tonight. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you back next episode. Good luck on your bets tonight. Peace out.